Welcome back to another one. This will be a little short story that I read anyway, and I figured I'll upload it. Some of y'all probably don't give a damn what's happening around the globe, but I try to stay in tune with what's going on around the world. Let's get into it. Taiwan warns against travel to China after execution threat. The raised travel warning, which follows a threat from Beijing to execute diehard Taiwan independence supporters, also applied to the Chinese-run cities of Hong Kong and Macau. June 27, 2024, and this is out of Reuters. Taipei, Taiwan. Taiwan's government raised its travel warning for China on Thursday, telling its citizens not to go unless absolutely necessary, following a threat from Beijing last week to execute those deemed diehard Taiwan independence supporters. Lang Wing-chi, spokesman for Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council, told reporters the raised travel warning also applied to the Chinese-run cities of Hong Kong and Macau. China, which views democratically governed Taiwan as its own territory, has made no secret of its dislike of President Lai Ching-te, whom it views as a separatist, and staged 2 days of war games after he took office last month. Last week, announcing new legal guidelines, China threatened to execute Taiwan independence separatists in extreme cases, a further ramping of tensions that drew condemnation from Lai and his government, as well as the United States. Last week, announcing new legal guidelines, China threatened to execute Taiwan independent separatists in extreme cases, a further ramping up of tensions that drew condemnation from Lai and his government, as well as the United States. Liang, making the announcement at the regular news conference in Taipei, said those guidelines represented a serious threat to the safety of Taiwanese visiting China, in addition to other measures China has been taking to strengthen its national security laws. China holds military drills around Taiwan as powerful punishment. If it is not necessary to go, then don't, he said, adding this did not amount to a ban on visiting and was about protecting Taiwan's people and reminding them of the risk rather than being a countermeasure. China's Taiwan Affairs Office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. On Wednesday, asked about concerns and the guidelines could cause fear for Taiwan's people and not help improve relations, the office said they were only aimed at a very small number of independence diehards' evil words and actions. China has vowed to go after people it views as Taiwan separatists wherever they may be, though Chinese courts have no jurisdiction in Taiwan, and it is not clear how China could seek to enforce any judgment outside its borders. As to whether China could seek to extradite Taiwanese overseas who is accused of separatism, Liang said separatism was a political crime, in this particular case, one specific to China, and that developed countries would not cooperate with such a request. We can't rule out certain countries would cooperate, he added, without naming any countries. Lai has repeatedly offered talks with China, but rebuffed. He rejects Beijing's sovereignty claims and says only Taiwan's people can decide their future. Well. I've been keeping up with what's going on in this region, how China is furthering its borders in the South China Sea, where you have the Philippines and these other countries in that area that depend on the ocean for resources. They have come up with this rule that if anybody is in those waters, they can be fired upon by Chinese vessels. Also, that occupants can be held for 60 days without trial. It's just another escalation of things in that area, I believe, and we shall see what eventually transpires. Uh few years ago, Xi Jinping made a statement saying that Taiwan was once a territory of China and it will be again, meaning that eventually he will take back Taiwan, and it's just a waiting game now and could come real soon. With the recent incidents happening against the Philippines, the U.S. Army has recently put bombers in Guam, and I'm pretty sure they have naval vessels in the nearby region. What it sounds like to me is China is trying to close off the Philippines from the United States. That way, when they go ever decide, I shouldn't say when they decide, I should say when they do decide to go into Taiwan, they will be able to do it without interference from the U.S. on the sea, at least anyway. Well, I know some of you don't give a damn what happened in that region, but like I said, I stay on stories that happen all over the place, especially when it involves our country. I tend to stay in tune with what's going on. I just hope that we can avoid any kind of conflict with the U.S. going. Um, nah, this just not good for us to be involved in another war, especially when it's not happening to us directly. The Philippines and America has this pact with each other, saying in the event of attack on either country that one would help the other. So we'll just have to wait and see what transpires in that area, and I would definitely keep informed of what's going on with the situation, and any new news out of that area, I'll definitely be uploading it. All right, let me know what you guys think, and we will see you on the next one. Stay safe.